Wednesday the 17th, we're back to lower body. We have 5, 6, or 7 rounds, that's your choice. We have weighted stationary laterals, weighted bridges, single leg deadlifts, Bulgarian split squats, and then narrow squat pulses to a timer for our part 2. So we have weighted stationary lateral lunges, so you can hold the weight however you want. Ooh, I'm doing a lot of cracking. Weighted bridges. And of course you can do no weight. Okay. Single leg deadlifts. Not wearing my lifting shoes, I'm wearing my running shoes, so it makes it a little bit harder. You can of course hold on to something. Bulgarian split squats. So you can do this with or without weight. I'll just show you without. And then narrow squat pulses, narrow squat stance, get down, bounce, 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 bounce for the length of your timer, which you're going to choose between 20 and 30 seconds of work. We're all resting for 30 seconds and we're all doing it 3 times, 3 RPT rounds per Tabata. Okay, weighted stationary laterals. So I can't remember if we did laterals, but our normal lateral is when you take a big step out to the side and sink diagonal down. That's what your normal lateral looks like. Stationary is where you're already in a really wide stance and you just shift from side to side. Now again, you don't have to use weight, but if you do want to use weight, you can either hold one. Sometimes I just hold it like weird, like just up against my body. You could hold it like a goblet. You could hold it the long way. Doesn't really matter. I feel for some reason I just find this more comfortable. So I'm going to sink all the way to this side, stand up, other side, stand up, down, up, down, up. Okay, pretty simple. Weighted bridges. So you're going to take your weight. You're going to stick them in the crease where your legs meet your torso. So right here, they're going to be kind of on a diagonal. I just take the palm of my hands and butt them up against the top of the dumbbells. So I'm not having to actually grasp or really hold them. They're just resting. My palms are just resting, keeping them in place, okay? Now I'm going to go up. So lift my butt, lift my hips up to the air, hold it for a second, down, up, hold, down, up, hold, down, up, hold, down. And with these, you can go heavier if you do have heavier weights. Most women have stronger thighs and butts, so if you can go heavier. Single leg deadlifts. So this one does not need to be a heavy weight if you struggle with balance or if these are just really new to you. And I'm going to show you holding on to the chair just because it's a big help, but it doesn't really take away from the exercise at all. So if you have to start off doing this, then do it. So you're going to hold on with one hand. You're going to go, usually, I guess you can do it however you want, but I would be holding with the hand on the same side of the leg that's going to be by itself. And I'm doing exactly what our hinge motion is. So I'm going to be doing this, except on one leg, okay? So take one leg off the ground, hinge, so your butt is going to go back to the wall behind you. Your back is going to start to come forward, but it's going to be flat. When you feel that pull on this leg all up and down your hamstring, you're going to stand up. Again, nice slow lower. Now make sure that you're not reaching with your arms. So when I go and my hips start to move back and then I can't really go anymore, right here is where I am. So I'm not on the floor and that's fine. I'm not going to reach just to touch the floor. I'm going to stay so my back is level and then I'm going to stand up, okay? So it's not about touching the floor. It's just about getting that pull, stand up. Now your leg that's coming off the ground isn't kicking, it's not doing anything, it's just following the motion of your body. So just take it off the ground and let it go where it goes, and that's it. Now make sure you have a slight bend in your knee, feel that pull, stand up, okay? So you really want to make sure that you're not reaching down and creating a round in your back. You want to be nice and straight like this. So if this is as far as you go, that's fine. Stand up. And then once you get better at your balance, you won't need to hold on. and then it'll make it even harder because now your body is working to stabilize itself, which works like more of your core muscles. It just works more of your muscles in general whenever you're doing something with balance and weight. So start how you need to, and then if you get better at it, good at it, more confident, then you can try without holding on to anything. And of course, you're gonna do both sides. And then lastly, we have our Bulgarian split squats. So you can start with 0 weight if you would like to, because it's using your body weight anyway. So that might be enough for you. Or you can, I usually will put a dumbbell in each hand if I'm gonna add weight. So what this is a split squat, which looks like this normally. So instead of stepping back or forward into your lunge, you're already open and you're just sinking down, standing up. That's your normal split squat. Your Bulgarian is when your back leg is off the ground, okay? So if you watch TikTok, you've probably seen these because everybody's obsessed with making their butt bigger, and this is such a good exercise for it. And you'll see people saying, this is how you do it wrong. These are the mistakes you're making. You're not doing it right. You're most likely doing it right. It's just there's a couple different ways to target different spots, okay? So one way is gonna target more of the front of your leg, which is your quad. The other way is gonna target more of the back, which is gonna be like your butt and your hamstrings. That's the only difference. So most likely, if you're doing this, you're not doing it wrong, okay? So you're gonna put one leg up. I have my chair pulled away because I want it to fit in the camera, but make sure you have like a really nice steady surface or a bench. Put your foot up, and the top of your foot where your laces are is gonna be resting on the chair, okay? You can do it like this, where you're kind of bracing on your toe, but I find that especially when I'm doing body weight, I don't really need to do that. So put your laces on the chair, and now this is where you'll have people commenting, your foot's not in the right place, your foot needs to be here or there. The only difference is, again, where it's gonna put the emphasis on which muscle. So when you go down and you come up, so notice how I'm making a diagonal line. I go down and I shoot up this way. I'm shooting up diagonal. That is gonna reach more of your butt. If I'm doing it where I'm sinking down and going more upright, that's gonna target more the front of your leg. That's really the only difference. So if you don't even really know what you're doing and you just notice you happen to do it one way over another, stay with that way. Do it whichever way that you can, because these are not easy, okay? So as long as you have your balance and you're sinking down and coming up, whatever way you can do that, just do it that way, okay? So you're gonna sink down, up, down, up. Again, even your own body weight, for some people, it's gonna be enough weight. You don't need to add anything, okay? And you're gonna do the same thing, switch sides, find wherever's comfortable for you, and just go with it, okay? So again, start with no weight if you are a beginner, or you just like, those are tough. I feel like in all the years that I did them at the gym that I used to go to, they never got easier. So just do whatever you can. And then part 2 is our narrow squat pulses to a timer. So you're gonna get your narrow stance, which is not touching, but has to be closer than shoulder width, is narrow, okay? And you're gonna sink down and you're just gonna bounce, 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 bounce the entire timer for whatever amount of seconds you pick. Rest, do it again. We're doing it 3 times. And that is your Wednesday the 17th.